And now I will endeavor to sarcastically explain the RWBY Fandom. No, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine the shitstorm that would ensue if I did that? That would not be good for this channel. Oh, it's time for that now, isn't it? Well, might as well get started. This is Sarcastically Explained, the RWBY Fandom. I was initially reluctant to do this topic since while I am a fan of RWBY, I don't really consider this a RWBY YouTube channel. He says as the most viewed videos on this channel by far are RWBY related. But I am bringing something a little special. I have zero ties to the RWBY YouTube community, and therefore I believe that I am uniquely qualified to talk about such a topic without much bias. That and none of the RWBY YouTube community has reached out to us in a substantial way, so there are no bridges to burn here since they haven't really been built yet in the first place. I believe Sun Tzu once said, "When on neutral ground, do not wait for the enemy to scorch the earth, when the earth is right there for the scorching." Alright, let's start from the top and work our way down. First, you've got the artists. No explanation required here. These are the folks that leave a place better than when they found it. Friggin' goody two-shoes. No sip of whiskey required here really, since it would only really detract from the experience, but here's one anyway. You've got your comic artists, your fanfic writers, animators, video makers, bridgers, musicians, fandubbers, and the people who like to draw the filth. What? What do you think I was going to reference? I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube, but this is a risk as a Joso that I'm willing to take to bring light to this crucial issue, because each day we stray further and further from the goddess's light. Huh. You know, if that's who it is, maybe we should be straying just a little bit further. Then you've got the people who I'll affectionately refer to as the Sugar Queens.
Sugar Queen?
Yes, you two, gentlemen, and everyone else in between and beyond. What? I like to be inclusive of my passive aggressions. It's current year. These are the folks who think RWBY can commit no wrong whatsoever. But guys, come on, I like the show too, but it really isn't perfect. Which I will touch on in a minute, but just because people are criticizing or dunking on a show repeatedly doesn't necessarily mean that they hate it. Even if it sounds like they hate it, you know what, I'm starting to see that they have a point here. My god, isn't Bumblebee adorable? I mean, yeah, sure, no more than any other ship, but why are we acting like this is the best thing since sliced bread? You can eat sliced bread. You can't eat lesbians. Bisexuals? I'm sorry, they didn't put their sexuality and pronouns clearly in their Twitter bio, so I don't know what to call them. Why is this such a 2019 problem? I'm just a heterosexual, cisgendered man who wants to be woke. Next, you've got your standard fan. The person who watches the show may or may not like it and may or may not recommend it to their friends. They're not really about the online drama because they don't actually go and look it up. Continuing things that are disturbing, they also go about their daily lives after each episode is done. How dare they? How dare they have a life outside of television shows, video games, and debating random people on the internet? How dare they? Hashtag debate me on drama alert. One sip because they're kind of boring? I don't know. Hey, I'm actually in this category thanks to this nifty little prediction. I'm gonna be riding that high for the rest of my life. Okay, now to be a RWBY conspiracy theorist, just think of the most outlandish thing you can and then work backwards looking for evidence. Because it's not like that's gonna expose you to any serious confirmation bias whatsoever. What if Crow is RWBY's father? Well, no, that can't actually be a thing because Monty tweeted this thing out and it means Ty is the biological father of both girls, so... but yes, he could be lying. Okay, but how does that work into the story thematically? And why would he feel the need to lie about that? If you're just gonna add a twist for the sake of having a twist, then you're no- Oh, no. No, not you, dickhead. I'm saving you for sarcastically explained Asian representation. Camera a bit to the left there, please. Were your expectations subverted? He's just kind of gone cold. I was wondering why. Oh, right, the stance. This crowd will aggressively assert their fandom right in your face because nothing says fandom like militantly tweeting people about how much you love a fictional character. Don't get me wrong, I do love White Rose and Bumblebee too, but I don't know if I'd change my entire Twitter handle to revolve around it. And yes, I know Adam stans. There was some wasted potential there. Oh, yep, we do live in a society. Oh yeah, sure thing, bud. The SJWs are totally out to get you. This is how they're pushing their little agenda, eh? Also, I don't know if you people have heard the song, since it's a little before most people's time, but being a stan isn't great. So if you're referring to yourself as that unironically, maybe just go check up the lyrics a little. Just a little FYI. Yep, that is all I've got for the stan. Sorry, not a lot to say about one-dimensional people. It's like talking to a parrot that's stuck on one phrase. Alright, the great thing about the internet is that anyone can have a platform. The terrible thing about the internet is that anyone can have a platform. I, too, love being regaled by countless nitpicky videos and suggestions because of that mythical YouTube algorithm. I gave them a fair shot, didn't like them, and now YouTube's all like, but what about this video? Yeah, no, not interested, seriously. Like, this button right here, it is magical. I love such great media analyses as, by God, did you see this shit clip right through? I don't have to go zoom in 400% and go frame by frame by frame by frame. Or how assertively people put themselves out there. This is the way that should be, and if it's not like this, it is automatically terrible and forced. What does the argument forced even mean? Yeah, Bumblebee was forced is a shit argument because it just means you can't articulate why you don't think it works. D- for effort. I expect a redo on my desk by Monday morning. But there's one step even lazier if you can believe that. It's the good old, Miles and Carrie must have been thinking this way. Objecting, Your Honor, that calls for speculation. You cannot speculate from the mind of another person. Such evidence is circumstantial at best, and the courts should review it as such. RWBY's obviously on the decline because the story isn't going the way that I like it, and fans are leaving in droves. Yeah, because continued brand deals and this steady Google Trends chart obviously agree with that assessment. Alright, real world talk here for a minute. I don't know if you guys have ever put together a sales deck before, but these deals don't just happen out of the clear blue sky, and they don't just happen because a certain media property feels like taking a gamble. There are real numbers that we're not privy to that they are working with. I only spent half the video in a smarmy, condescending tone, but my YouTube fans told me I should rewrite RWBY. Why won't Rooster Teeth listen to me? Okay, take it from someone who works in the creative industry right now. If you behave like any of these people have, you would not last a minute. But it's about producing great work. The tone of my voice shouldn't matter. Yeah, but unfortunately, no one really wants to work with you if you're kind of a prick. Sorry, but turns out reality is a little bit different from your bedroom production studio and echo chamber of a YouTube comments section. You know, I get it. I was once there myself as a anime critic. Youthful bravado and anger, but slow down and examine for a sec. Like, really slow down. Are you piping up to improve something, or are you piping up to take someone down? Holy shit, I'm going to get into so much trouble for that section. Okay, but to bring it back, even these people aren't the worst, if you can believe it. Because they're at least doing something semi-productive with their lives. Because, let's face it, putting together content on a regular basis for an audience takes a lot of work. So you may wonder, what is one level beyond hell? The RWBY Fandom. Logically, if there are people who are actively loving a show, there must be those who are actively hating it. That is the law of equivalent exchange. No, really, but do you have nothing better to do but waste your time on a show that you consider to be trash? You know what happens to shows that I don't like? I kick them to the curb. Don't keep the trash in your house for months at a time and then complain to me why it stinks so damn much. It's your own damn fault, really. God, but I sank so much time into this. Yeah, because you clearly could have cured cancer in the time that you waste on this show. Better get cracking then. With the recent downturn for RT, there have been constant refrains of, "Naha! The company's going downhill. If only they listened to my extremely well thought out YouTube video filled with speculation and evidence. I'm glad they're going down. Oh, I am also extremely concerned about the situation. I know that some people aren't to blame." Okay, now this is going to be difficult, but if you can hear me over the clatter of your own keyboard or the sound of your own voice, if you want to see Rome burn, just say so. Cut the bullshit, because no one likes someone so disingenuous. And then there are the people who go, "Oh, these people are ruining Monty's vision." Ah yes, these people, who Monty specifically chose and knew way better than you or I ever could. This mythical vision, which changed on a dime to include characters at the last possible minute. You know what, actually thank God, because otherwise we wouldn't have Neo, so kind of a win. Okay, look, I'm gonna cut the sarcasm here for a minute. We don't know what Monty's vision for RWBY really was, and like in the case of the Maidens, Neo, and other stuff, it could have changed drastically if you remained with us. We will unfortunately never see what Monty's RWBY would have looked like 100%. And using a dead man's memory to advance your argument in the face of people who do him hundreds of times better than you or I is frankly just arrogant. Continuing things I thought I'd never have to say, harassment and death threats are not okay. Imagine being so triggered by a TV show or movie going poorly that you threaten sexual violence or murder on a character's actor. There are no two ways about that. You need help. That's actually not a biting remark, despite this whole video being 10 minutes worth of biting remarks. Please, seek professional help. And that was RWBY Fandom Sarcastically Explained. If you have something that you would like to see me sarcastically explain, please do leave it down in the form of suggestion down in the comments below or on our Discord or Twitter. Thank you for watching. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video.
But if you really enjoyed it, you go check out our Patreon.
There you'll get early access to all of our content as well as some exclusives.
So go check it out. And thanks for watching.